Dave Hrechkosy back here. We are having a good time, and it's not like basketball. Similar, close, but no tomatoes. And they took the elevator back, and this is another BYU show where they get stuck in the elevator. So, is this mic hot? Is it hot?
Mike here. Tell me, the thing was locked, the door was locked. Yeah, sorry, the door was locked. Ran up the stairs and the door was locked. Yeah, that's right. And then we'll just throw it to something, and then we'll go sit down. You show a different shot, we'll go sit down. Icy is on the Zamboni, driving it. I'm surprised we didn't get hit. It's 3-2 Cincinnati over Salt Lake at the end of 40 minutes of play. With me, Dave Hrechkosy alongside the Cyclones up by a 1-goal count. I'm Mike Barrack, and Dave, a tough game so far for Salt Lake. I feel like I just won the marathon, though, trying to get upstairs from the ice level.
Hustling from the downstairs, as you mentioned, but Golden Eagles struggling tonight and really not getting any solid chances against Galupo, and when they have, Galupo's come up big.
Yeah, no question about it. And then that second period, the Cyclones scored 2 in a row to start after Trefloff makes the original save, a rebound, and then knocked home into the Salt Lake zone to make it a 2-1 Cincinnati lead.
Lawless with the big shot at the top of the face-off circle. As you mentioned, Trefloff makes a save. Unusual goal as Trefloff falls backward. He knocks it in with his blocker.
And then the Cyclones scored again on another chance as Bednarchuk whipped it home, and a 2-goal Cincinnati lead at 3-1.
Trefloff feeling that he had control of the puck, but then once again he couldn't move it, and the puck went into the net.
Eagles took advantage, however, on a power play, and eventually was worked free to Sean Hafey. Takes his shot. Rich Turnamaz deflects it home, a power play goal. That's where we stand, 3-2 after 2.
Salt Lake displaying a lot of patience on that power play. Scoring summary in that second period, Paul Lawless, Bednarchuk, and Turnamaz for the Golden Eagles.
And the Cyclones hold to their 3-2 lead at the end of 40 minutes of play. Hope you're enjoying the action. Golden Eagles, as mentioned, in that second period, outscored in the game and also in the period by 1. And that's the story here at the end of 40 minutes of play. The Eagles received bad news tonight. The Peoria Rivermen won their game by a score of 4-3 in Kalamazoo, so the pressure's really on for Salt Lake here in the third.
Well, now it's really the future of the Golden Eagles for the rest of the season in the hands of the Peoria Rivermen. If they continue to win, the magic number right now is 4, and Golden Eagles really can't do anything.
Well, the Golden Eagles have to score on Sandy Galupo, and he has been brilliant here in this game tonight, although, as you mentioned, need more close-in shots on the young goaltender.
Yeah, Sandy Galupo's made some excellent saves, but really not called upon to make any real difficult ones.
He is a youngster in his rookie season in the IHL, played part of the season in the East Coast Hockey League with the Dayton Bombers. Both teams have made their appearance on the ice. Out comes the Golden Eagles' Andrei Trefloff, and he has played well tonight, but not well enough with the Cyclones up by 1.
Some very unusual goals scored this evening, as I mentioned earlier. Puck's just trickling in off of Trefloff as Trefloff is trying to smother it.
And Trefloff will go back into that goal crease. Shots on goal in the hockey game, 27-18. So despite that fact, the Eagles are still down a goal.
Very reminiscent of last night, the Golden Eagles with the edge in shots on goal, but again, not real high quality.
No question about it, as the Golden Eagles trail on the scoreboard by 1. Golden Eagles will be in action next week as they take on the Atlanta Knights. They'll play the Knights next Friday and Saturday. Bob Francis looking on here as he looking for his team to come back. They'll finish with 2 games against San Diego, the final on Friday and Saturday night of the season, and that's going to be the final regular season games at the Delta Center. Also in the second period, Sean Hafey was leveled on a play into the Salt Lake zone, and it was Paul Lawless who got his stick up, and Hafey was shaken up and really was nailed down into the Salt Lake territory, and he is back on the ice. That's good news for the Salt Lake Golden Eagles.
Any chance of coming back in this third period, Golden Eagles are going to need the services of Sean Hafey.
Okay, the Golden Eagles here looking for the comeback win, Dave, and that's what it's going to take here in this final stanza. Fortunately, Sean Hafey is okay from that. Back on the ice to draw up here in center, and the Eagles look for a comeback to keep within 2 of Peoria, and Dennis DeRozier pacing into the Cincinnati players' bench as he's hoping for a victory on the road.
Boy, these pesky Cyclones, they're staying real close tonight, playing good, solid defensive style of hockey. And Golden Eagles, for Bobby Francis, is going to have to play probably their best 20 minutes they've played in a long time to come out with a victory.
Okay, here we go as it's cleared now right back into the Eagles' territory, and Kevin Wortman has possession early on here in the third, and Salt Lake's Forsland able to break to center. Left wing for Tim Harris into the Cincinnati zone. Broken up at the defense by Ian Kitt. Play to the right of the net into the Cincinnati zone as Forsland trying to work it free for the forward Harris. Golden Eagles desperately on this power play trying to tie the game. Hafey now swings at the slot but checked away, Dave, up into the neutral zone.
Golden Eagles not very patient right now, trying to make too many quick passes. They need to come up as a wave, 4 players, and cross that zone and then set up.
Here it's Wortman now for Salt Lake, bangs it right back along the opposite side. Hafey now for the Golden Eagles along with Forsland. Hafey trying to swirl in the slot, now holds on at the blue line. Hands for Wortman. He shot off a leg and up into the stands. A stoppage of play with 56 seconds gone. Third period, Cincinnati 3 and Salt Lake 2. Dave, that was fun going down to the ice level. Get in shape here running up and down the steps here at the Delta Center.
Very similar to our broadcast in Phoenix where we had to go all over.
Well, the fans enjoying it here tonight. Only 4 more regular season games at home, Dave, between now and the rest of the season. So fans only have a few more games, at least for the moment, to come out and enjoy Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey.
Boy, I tell you, fans out there listening or watching tonight, definitely get out and see these Golden Eagles.
Puck control to the right of the goal and a stoppage of play with a minute gone into the third period. We'll also have a broadcast next week on KXIV Channel 14, our final television broadcast, the Eagles and the Atlanta Knights. And Dennis Holland on the bench for the Cyclones, right in the middle of things. Number 15 for Cincinnati at 25 goals for Salt Lake last year. Here is Salt Lake's LeBeau, right side for Wortman. Holding on at the blue line. Right wing side for the forward LeBeau. Centers, Chernamaz tipped away. And the Cyclones push it up into the neutral zone. And LeBeau has to swing back. Right side for Wortman. Dipsy doodles into the neutral zone. Pushes for Chernamaz. Ahead for McCarthy. Salt Lake Golden Eagles and the Cyclones. It's 3-2, Cincinnati. And Salt Lake's Hafey now. Back to the right wing point for Wortman. Hafey now to Wortman in. He shot deflects wide. And the Cyclones push it now back of the goal. LeBeau playing for Salt Lake, trying to center one. But the forward Lawless out of the penalty box. And another penalty coming up, but this time against Salt Lake. Here's Lawless. In on goal. Shoots. And Trefloff able to fall on top into the Salt Lake goal crease.
I believe Patrick LeBeau is going to go off for tripping on the play as he just got caught up on the blue line, just tripping one of the Sergei Karan, one of the Cyclones on the play.
It's actually Rich Chernamaz going to be nailed down for the penalty as the Cyclones had possession, and it was Chernamaz that knocked down Vilgrain right at the blue line.
Well, both infractions happened in the same instance, but the referee elected to make that call.
And the Golden Eagles, Chernamaz in the box once more. 5th power play coming up for the Cyclones. he's trying to hide, Dave, because of the two minors tonight. He knows he's on camera, and he wants to get away from that.
Well, Bobby Francis is glaring at him right now. Cyclones so far 2 for 4 on the power play tonight.
Here's a play at the right point. Ian Kidd for Cincinnati, whirling around. Hands it to Lawless. They try and center one off the post. And it was a deflection. I believe Holland was there, and he shakes his head, feeling that he should have knocked it home. And a goaltender's best friend, Dave, the left post, saves the day for Trefilov.
Boy, those pipes, as you mentioned, come up big for Andrei Trefilov, but then that puck would have went in another peculiar shot.
And the puck was cleared in front of the net, and wow, it just off that left post.
That puck goes right off of Ken Sabourin's stick and caroms off of the left pipe.
Well, here we go. The puck loose now. Back of the goal, the Eagles trying to work it free. Golden Eagles on the right wing side trying to work it with the Cyclones in this power play. Lawless for the forward Kerr. Wallace sweeps it across to the right side. Bros trying to chip it free, and Holden bats it all the way down.
Good move, boy. That's using your head. Paul Holden gets that glove on and just wastes it out of the Golden Eagle zone.
And the Cyclones, Kerr on left wing. Breaks free for Lawless. Now into the center ice area, and Lawless swirling around. Right side pass, Holland. Ahead for Kerr. Into the Eagle zone. Trying to drop it back to the point. Cincinnati leading by 1 and have a power play in front. They score. It was a shot taken from the right point, a deflection, and a power play. Marker 4-2, Cincinnati.
Ian Kidd just lofting a shot towards Andrei Trefilov in the net. And I think on the play, Kevin Kerr, as the shot comes from Ian Kidd at the point, and it just goes in front, and it looks like Kerr just gets a stick on it, and again, one that just slides across the line.
Third power play goal for Cincinnati. Wortman was there too, and it may have deflected off of him. Well, Ian Kidd and Dennis Holland on the assist, so it is Kerr that picks up the goal, and the Cyclones up by 2, a huge power play goal.
Boy, it's almost a backbreaker for the Golden Eagles. As you know, they've been doing a fine job killing penalties throughout the season. Then you give up a weak goal. Andre just shaking his head. Very uncharacteristic type goals tonight. Pucks just dribbling across the line.
And the Eagles trying to work it free for Chernamaz to McCarthy into the Cincinnati zone. Well, this is payback for the Cyclones. The Eagles won 2 games in December at Cincinnati. And here the Cyclones trying to steal 2 in a row from Salt Lake. Here's LeBeau trying to jig it free in front of his shot, and DeLupo, the save, he falls on top after it dribbled in front of the goal. 4-2 Cyclones here early in this third period, and the Eagles are struggling. We'll take a look at that last play as LeBeau tried to work in on goal, took the shot, and DeLupo fumbled it, but still was able to hold on. It doesn't look pretty, but he still kept the puck out of the net.
Sandy DeLupo comes out on the angle, prevents Patrick LeBeau really seeing anything there, any real estate that he can take the puck to and get a goal, and he just makes an easy save of it.
DeLupo, one of 6 goalies they've had in Cincinnati, they've really had a turnaround in that position in net. He started the season with the Dayton Bombers, about an hour outside of Cincinnati, and then was called up and has been there for quite some time. Here's Hafey now at the blue line, in, shoots, and a save by DeLupo, this time the other side, into the Cincinnati zone. It's a 4-2 Cyclone lead. This is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. Jim, our post-game interview doesn't look that great now, does it? Okay. How'd that go during the intermission there? Hey, it was fun. It's typical. It's just it's hockey players. What do you want? Face-off will come up, circle to the left of the goal. I kind of had some fun on the ice there with you, Dave. And Kerry Clark was throwing those rolls of tape across the ice. He nailed Rich Chernamaz on a TV interview earlier this week with the shaving cream pie.
I'll tell you, I'm glad he wasn't more accurate. He was trying to get Todd Harkins.
He missed. He may have been trying for me too as they clear it to the top of the circle. Hafey trying to wind it free. 4-2, Cincinnati in the lead, and the Eagles trying to bang it to the blue line, and finally the Cyclones break down the right wing side. Here is Mike Bernardchuk into the Eagle zone, checked off, and Sabourin able to sweep it free left wing corner. And Thomas Forsland, the Swedish native breaks out of his own end. Thomas Forslund, 24 years of age, able to wind it right back, and the Eagles look mesmerized right now by the Cincinnati hockey team. And up the center ice it goes, and Darcy Norton able to play it free in front of the net. Drefloff the save, and he sweeps it to the left wing side, and Gillingham able to sweep it right back into the Cincinnati zone. And Gallupo plays, St. Pierre steals his shot, and Gallupo the save, and more shots on net, and the goaltender Gallupo says no. Saturday, April 3rd, Atlanta Knights again at the Delta Center to take on the Salt Lake Golden Eagles. Sports bottles will be handed out courtesy of Arby's. For ticket information, call 532-GOAL. That's Saturday, April 3rd, Salt Lake and Atlanta. That game will also be televised right here, Eagles KXIV, and also broadcast on the Eagles Radio Network.
A lot of upcoming fun promotions with only 4 regular season games coming up, but again, get it. If the people here in Salt Lake want to get out and see this Golden Eagles team, please get out. 4 games left.
Face-off will come up, circle to the left of the goal. Only 4 mentioned, as you mentioned here at home, and the Eagles and the Atlanta Knights have quite the rivalry. Francis and Gene Briaco coming to blows in Atlanta. The last road trip. Here's a chance now for Dennis Holland. His shot, but there were 3 Eagles converging on the play to break it up and clear to the right wing side. Early on, third period, the Cyclones have scored a goal already. They have a 2-goal advantage over Salt Lake. If the Eagles drop this game, they would be right at the 500 mark. They came in 1 game over to start the evening. And the former Phoenix Roadrunner, Paul Holden, shovels for Gillingham on left wing. Slams a long one in, and it's off the glass and wide. And Lawless plays at his own defense. 8 years pro. Hartford, Philadelphia, and Vancouver, along with the Toronto Maple Leafs for Paul Lawless, and he shovels it in to the Salt Lake end, and Darren Stolt on left wing for the rookie Sosha, and wound right back into the Salt Lake zone. And again, the Cyclones dump and chase.
Now the Cyclones will definitely start to play a real defensive style of hockey. Just get the puck in the neutral zone, dump it in. Don't try to do anything fancy.
The Eagles will try and combat that with some pressure of their own. Here's Sosha in after it, wound high in the air, all the way down into the Salt Lake zone, and back after it is the Golden Eagles Stolt. Rims on the boards on the left wing side. Sosha after it, cleared but not out, and wound right back by Tyre to the back of the goal. Cyclone Sharon in front of the net, shoots, save Trefloff, it bounces in thanks to Chris Miller.
This is the way the evenings went all along, and again, kind of a fluke goal as the shot comes from by Huron in front, and it just bounces up, and Chris Miller trying to knock it away from the net.
This is the tough one for a team, a defenseman. It bounces in front. Miller tried to catch it, and he did catch it. He fumbled it and went right in the net.
Boy, you know, all night long, not to be redundant, but I've been saying about these weird goals that have been happening so far. Here's another one. It just bounces off of Trefloff. Miller trying to get control of it, and he just ends up knocking it in, just gets inside the inside of the pipe.
Bob Francis can't be too thrilled about that. Does Miller get an assist?
Yeah, not officially, but unofficially he does.
Well, those are the real backbreakers. You look back and, you know, Chris Miller probably feels just awful on that play. Sharon is 4th of the year, 6:02 the time, unassisted, and the Cyclones up by 3 over Salt Lake. Here's LeBeau as the play back into the Cincinnati zone. McCarthy whiffs on it. At the right point, Sabrin eludes a check. Bumps it behind the net for McCarthy. Now Chernamaz trying to wind it free. McCarthy after it, and falling on top is Gallupo with 13:26 left in the third period. A 3-2 Cincinnati lead has been bumped up to 5-2 Cyclone advantage, and Craig Sharon's laughing at the Cincinnati bench. The players probably giving him a hard time, saying, "You didn't score that goal."
Assistant coach Blaine Stoughton on the bench talking to him, telling Sharon that was a nifty move you put on Trefloff, and a nice goal, you know, super effort. Chris Miller saying, hey, what are we going to have to do? I mean, these goals tonight, ugly.
It's frustrating for the Golden Eagles, and just what they didn't want, Peoria to pick up a victory, and add to that a Salt Lake game here in which they trail by 3. And Delta Center very quiet here tonight. Salt Lake will be at home next Friday night against the Atlanta Knights, but they're hoping that they're still in playoff contention at that point. They need a big effort here down the final 13-26. Chernamaz, LeBeau, and McCarthy up front. And LeBeau cues it right back in. The line for Cincinnati with Dennis Holland up front, trying to clear it free into the neutral zone. Kevin Kerr on the right and Lawless on the left. This line has been strong tonight for Cincinnati, and Salt Lake's LeBeau clears, but not out kid for the Cyclones. Winds it back of the goal. Here is the play now in the slot. A chance for Cincinnati, but Salt Lake break back. Here's LeBeau down the left wing side, tossing it right back in for a streaky McCarthy. He is checked now. LeBeau back of the goal after it. Mad scramble now back of the net. LeBeau trying to work it in front, does. Tipped away. And Holland on left wing just cues it to the blue line. And Miller for Salt Lake, a wrist shot. Hits McCarthy. Loose in front. LeBeau, he scores! Patrick LeBeau! And this game's not over yet. 5-3, Cyclones in the lead.
Well, the Golden Eagles are not giving up. Patrick LeBeau very sharp in front of the net, just waiting for a rebound to come off of Sandy Gallupo. The rebound indeed come off for LeBeau, and LeBeau quick on it, pounces in and rifles one by him.
At the right point it started. The puck was deflected in front of the net for Sandy McCarthy and hit him in the back, and then he dumped it in front, and that's when LeBeau slammed it home.
Patrick LeBeau picking up the loose puck that came off the skate of Sandy McCarthy. McCarthy's rebound came right out to LeBeau. LeBeau took the initial shot and just carried through the crease and just picked up the loose rebound and shot it in.
Well, Chris Miller makes up for it and assists as he takes the original shot. McCarthy also an assist. LeBeau's 37th of the year. He now has 91 points, and the Golden Eagles to within 2. And puck squirts free. Hafey for Salt Lake swings it to Chris Miller. His low shot tipped away at the defense and cleared into the neutral zone, and Miller able to flip it right back in.
Boy, the Golden Eagles are starting to put a little pressure on now. It may not be too late with 12:09 left to go in the third. Down by 2 goals.
Here is Salt Lake St. Pierre at center. Drops it back for Wortman at his own defense. Flips it ahead to center, and Struge now trying to sweep it to the defense, and on goal, St. Pierre, center, Struge, he scores! What a setup from St. Pierre, and with 11:53 left, the Golden Eagles to within 1. It's 5-4 Cincinnati.
Boy, the gates are open. Just a totally unbelievable game tonight. A strange situation, strange goals, and the Golden Eagles, David Struch up the middle of the ice, and as David St. Pierre gets control of the puck, he throws it on his backhand across to Struch, and Struch, as he sees Gallupo go down, he just throws it up over his shoulder.
Second time in the game these two have combined on a goal, both from St. Pierre to Struge. His second of the game, 19th of the year. It's 5-4 Cyclones.
Nice move by David St. Pierre to hold on to it and finally make the nice soft backhand pass. Struch gives a little fake, forces Gallupo down and throws it up over his shoulder.
St. Pierre and Wortman on the assist. It's a 5-4 Cyclone advantage, and the Eagles break free again. St. Pierre in on goal, on the backhand, center, Struge falls down and had a chance to tie the game. And the Cyclones clear it to center. Just like that, the Eagles to within a single goal, and 2 goals scored within less than a minute. And the Cyclones, Benarchuk, able to flip it right back in. 7:19 for LeBeau, 8:07 for Struge. Now Vilgrain center, Socha breaks it up. And the first game for Socha in for Forsland. Fires off the leg of Heppel and up into the stands. It's an interesting game now. 5-4 Cincinnati. This is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. Down there throwing stuff. Mike Barrack alongside Dave Hrechkosy here at the Delta Center, and a 5-4 Cincinnati lead, and a break all the way down deep into the Eagle zone, and Sabrin swirls back at his own defense. Here is Sabrin, who played in 87-88 in Salt Lake when they won their first Turner Cup under the Calgary Flames. Guidance, and now it's wound right back in where Chris Miller has possession. Miller started the season in the East Coast Hockey League, has possession. On the right side, ahead to center ice, the nifty Forsland, he scoops it right back in. Eagles change on the fly. Up the front now for Salt Lake, it's Sandy McCarthy with Rich Chernamaz and Patrick LeBeau. And Kevin Wortman has possession. Wortman, who set a record tonight, 164 games regular season and playoffs consecutively for Salt Lake. Chernamaz in across the line. A race shot. Galupo kicks it aside. Workman a shot. That's tipped away to 2-0 breakaway for Cincinnati. Wallace and Holland. Wallace for Holland. He scores! Dennis Holland on a 2-0. And with 10:09 left, the Cyclones lead 6-4 with their two best shooters, Holland and Lawless, and they don't miss on that breakaway.
Unfortunate for the Golden Eagles. Kevin Workman was trying to take the big shot from the point. Kevin getting the pass from Rich Chernamaz, and it just deflected off and right to Paul Lawless, and Lawless carries it across, waiting for Andre Trefloff to position himself, slides it across. Dennis Holland wastes no time, rifling it up into wide open net.
What do you do there, Dave?
The evening's been a long one for the Golden Eagles, and something again strange happens to them, as Kevin Workman's shot innocently is blocked at the blue line and leaves two players for the Cyclones to race in unattended.
That's got to be the scariest moment for a goaltender when you're facing not one, but two opposing players in a clear-cut breakaway, Dave. They always say in a 2-on-1 you take the shooter, but when it's 2-on-0, what do? It's not very fun. And the Cyclones score. Holland is 16 from Lawless at 9:51 again, and a 2-goal Salt Lake deficit once more. And the Eagles take over. Workman flips it ahead for LeBeau in the center and crank right back in.
Well, now Cincinnati, regaining the 2-goal lead, will just elect to play that dump-in style of hockey and force the Golden Eagles to play some wide-open style.
At center it goes, and the 28-year-old Shaughnessy able to rim it on the boards to the right wing side, and Darcy Norton, his shot off the backboards and wide. Cyclones trying to center one, and they chop it off the back of the net for Workman. Leaves it for Hafey to the left wing corner Salt Lake zone. Ahead for Thomas Forsland, zigzags to center, flips it to the defense where Shaughnessy after it and cleared by Cincinnati into center. Van Miller has possession for the moment, loses it, gets control, and trying to push it on the board. Cincinnati up by 2, and we're down to the final 8:42 in this game. Here's Miller to center, tossing it right back in. Forsland with Hafey and St. Pierre up front, and Cincinnati take over, and their captain Heppel on the right side. Bernardchuk stolen by St. Pierre. In for the forward Hafey and tipped away, and Vilgrain for Cincinnati tosses to the Salt Lake blue line.
Boy, I'll tell you, Claude Vilgrain out for a long shift. He's probably been out there for 2 minutes. Doesn't look like he's weary or aware, but he just keeps on going.
And Workman leads for Stoke on left wing. Flips it into the far corner Cincinnati zone. Struch now after it, wound to the blue line. Workman holds it in. His shot hits a Cyclone player and wound right back out to center ice. Glad you've joined us here tonight. A 6-4 Cincinnati lead. Eagles in jeopardy here, dropping their 36th of the year. And here is the veteran Sabrin at his own defense for Salt Lake. Holding on, swings it for the defenseman Workman, ahead for St. Pierre, and Kerr for Cincinnati. Backhands on edge, and that's all they want to do.
They're just going to continue, Cyclones will, to dump it into the Eagles zone, force the Eagles to doing something, and then hope they can pick off a pass. Just was evident as Ian Kidd steps in on the blue line and knocks down the errant pass.
Here's Saber now for Salt Lake, and across the line, whirling into the Cincinnati zone, trying to center one. Gross after it, and Sochif on left wing, unable to control, and wound right back in. Golden Eagles have scored a total of 2 goals in this period, but the Cyclones have scored 3. 5 here total goals, and we still have 7:05 left in the final stanza. And Cincinnati Sharon on the right side, able to wind it all the way down deep into the Eagle zone, and on the left wing side, Chris Miller headbands for Sean Hafey. Up the middle, Gross checked off. There were 3 black shirts at the blue line. And again, the Cyclones on the attack. Kareem a backhand, Trefloff the save, and then Kareem crashing into the end boards, into the Salt Lake zone, and the 2 Russians having some words. This is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. We got to ask, hey Jim, if we can get the replay on that, even when they were talking to each other, there, it'd be great. Okay. All right, it's okay. Mike Barek alongside Dave Hrechkosy. The Russian Kareen into the Salt Lake zone, takes the shot. Trefilov says no. Kareen crashes into the end boards. Trefilov falls down also, and Kareen saying, Druga, how you doing?
Yeah, Druga, friend, how are you? Rozumiesh, understand.
Comes right over and gives him a little pat after that collision. Kareen played 10 years with the Soviet Wings, and Trefilov played with the Moscow Dynamo team in the Russian league also. And the puck loose at center, and Wortman backs it up for Holden in the opposite side. So, boy, the Russians are coming in to the National Hockey League and making their presence known in this league as well. But a stolen pay in front of the net, Bill Green. Oh, and Trefilov the save. Eagles coughed it up again in their defensive zone. And the forward McCarthy breaks to center and shoots it right back into the Cincinnati zone. And wound out to center with the Eagles, play it right back into the neutral zone.
Again, Cincinnati just standing up and just creating a lot of mistakes on the Eagles' behalf.
The Eagles also have had some costly turnovers. Here's LeBeau, however, able to zigzag to center and just floats it right back in. Under 6 minutes left of the game. Eagles down by 2. They had made it a 1-goal game before that 2-on-0 break. And again, the Cyclones, Bedardchuk into the Eagles zone, but tipped off, and Hafey plays back of the net with only 5.5 minutes left in the game. And Salt Lake in jeopardy of dropping their 36th of the year and falling 4 points back of Peoria, who won their game tonight.
Well, the Golden Eagles really not being able to get anything really solidly going. I mean, they scored 2 goals very quickly, but they were down by 3 at that point. And Cincinnati comes right back and gets that 2-goal margin back again.
Here's Hafey now, winds it free into the corner. Harris now for Salt Lake, trying to center one. Checked away and tossed high in the air into center, and Kerr bats it to the Salt Lake defense.
Well, Kevin Kerr really pesky on that right wing and just forcing Paul Holden to just bat the puck out of the zone and deny Kerr from going in all alone.
Here's the Russian Kareen, another shot, and Trefilov steers that aside, and St. Pierre on the right wing side. Into the Cincinnati zone, in for Struch, into St. Pierre, over skates, and it's flipped high in the air into the Salt Lake zone again, and the Eagles Miller has to go back, 23 years of age. Chris Miller on left wing for Paul Holden, and it skims right back in where the former Wisconsin Badger Chris Nelson takes a hit. Dillingham after it, Struch also. Sabrin trying to muscle it free. Cyclones clear it, but not out. Sabrin, Dillingham, and a couple of Cyclones all fighting ferociously for it. Dillingham gives a glove sandwich to a Cincinnati player and cleared into the neutral zone, and St. Pierre has possession. Just turned 21 years of age last week. David St. Pierre drops it back on left wing, and Sabrin shovels for Struch, who tips it right back in with under 4 minutes left in regulation time.
Right now, Cyclones would just be happy to just get that puck in and then just work it up and then dump it back into the Golden Eagles zone, take more and more time off that clock.
Here's a long icing into the Salt Lake zone. Sabrin after icing is the infraction. 3:41 left, 6-4 Cincinnati, and we'll take a break. This is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. Wow, this is a disaster.
Terrible, absolutely terrible. I can't believe the type of goals tonight. Such weird goals.
No commitment defensively.
And these guys like Sabrin and that want to be around here next year. There's no place for them.
Sabrin
here.
wants to be here.
There's no place for him here. Too slow.
We're back to action here. Eagles down by 2 at 6-4. And if they drop this game, they'll be 4 back of Peoria in the Western Conference standings. Playoffs look bleak right now. Here's Chernomaz in for LeBeau. A shot right on! And Gallupo the save on a good scoring chance for LeBeau, who scored goal number 37 earlier in this game. And the Eagles look for the victory. Trish Kettering from the Eagles broadcast crew and longtime Eagles employee Cindy Dufresne to her right here at the Delta Center. Cindy's been working here a long time, and Trish makes all of our broadcasts take place, right? Jim Schoeneman, our producer and director downstairs.
Yeah, she does an excellent job, and as you mentioned, Cindy has been around for a long, long time.
Face-off will come up, circle to the right of the goal as the Cyclones push it up to the left wing side, and Sabrin has to go back. On the left wing boards, LeBeau, as the Eagles desperately trying to cut this lead to within 1, and the Cincinnati Cyclones clear it to center, but Chernomaz able to whip it right back in, and Up the center it goes. Cyclones on the attack on the right side. Bednarchuk in. Bro skates him off, and on left wing, LeBeau has possession. Breaks into the neutral zone. LeBeau in with Chernomaz. The drop pass for Chernomaz. In on goal. Can't get the shot off. Hafey, a shot right on. And Galupo the save on Hafey in front. We'll take a final break here. 6-4 Cincinnati, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
You know what? It might be over before next week, and that might make for a better Donnie Brooks.
I was thinking the same thing about
Shit, they
8
might
minutes
wanna
ago.
try to take care of some of those
I
guys
was thinking that the same thing.
because they play during the middle of the week. The magic number will be 3 after tonight,
Yeah.
2 after tomorrow
Yeah.
night, and it'll probably be over before they meet.
Wow.
Cincinnati guys are trying to get a job for next year. I don't know what's going
Mike
on.
Barrack alongside Dave Hrechkosy. Thomas Forsland off the draw. His shot going wide. Eagles down by 2 and cleared into center. And with 2:44 left, the Eagles have possession. Now, Dave, with the playoffs riding and Peoria winning, will Bob Francis pull Treffel off early?
He may. I'm not sure. Bobby wants to see what type of pressure develops here in the next minute or so, and then that will make Bobby's decision.
Here is Salt Lake's Stoke able to bump it in. Hit it up to the goal. It is Sean Hafey to the side of the net. Harris trying to center one, tipped away. Miller at the right point after. Now Forsland for Salt Lake. On for Hafey. Backs it up for Harris into the corner. Eludes a check from Nelson. Forsland trying to push it free with just over 2 minutes left of the game. Cincinnati 6 and Salt Lake 4. And Paul Lawless just clears it right back in, and that's all the Cyclones want to do again at this point. It's boring hockey for them. They're in the lead. The Eagles battled up now for the moment. Gillingham on the left wing side. It took 3 Eagles to take it away. And finally Holden on the right side for St. Pierre. Whirls into the Cincinnati zone. Pounded and knocked off the puck by Darcy Nord. Now Gillingham behind the goal. In for Holden. Checked away, cleared. St. Pierre steals to the right of the goal. Centers Strush's shot. It hits a Cincinnati player and bounces awry. And Wertman has possession with 1.5 minutes left. On left wing, Strush now swivels it across the line, fires, and a blocker save by Galupo. And Trefilov still in the goals. The Eagles, Gillingham, now back of the net. Now he goes for a 6th attacker, but now back into the Salt Lake goal crease because the Cyclones gained possession, flipped it to center. And Wertman chops it right back in with 1:05 left. Bednarchuk in on goal, shoots it wide. And McCarthy on the right side. Advances center. There goes Trefilov for a 6th attacker. LeBeau on net. Fakes a shot. Now moves in. Trying to center one. Back of the goal, LeBeau for Salt Lake. Right side, Sabrin. Shoots it just wide. And it banks off the backboards. Galupo falls on top.
Boy, Ken Sabrin with the nice pass from Patrick LeBeau behind the net. Wide open shot. For some reason, he's got to take a little bit off that shot, make sure it's on the net, because there was a great screen in front. Sandy McCarthy position just to the left of Galupo. Excellent opportunity to get that good screen goal.
Andrei Trefilov is in the Salt Lake players bench. Bob Francis has motioned for a timeout and will set up with the goal out. Normally you'd pull a goaltender when you're 1 goal down, Dave, but right now they're going to do anything they can to get the playoff spot. And I thought he might pull the Trefilov earlier with 2 minutes left, down by 2, but he elects to pull him with about 1 minute to go.
Well, I'll tell you, those type of strategies that they set up, unfortunate for the Golden Eagles, where there's only 45 seconds left, as Cincinnati was able to get control of that puck and just rag on that puck for a good minute. That enabled Bobby not to pull Andre at that point and have 2 minutes to go. Now we only have 45 seconds to score 2 goals and tie this
Now
contest.
going over the strategy at the Salt Lake bench, Dave, what do the Eagles need to do here? Obviously score 2 goals, but on the setup for the empty net, what is Bob Francis telling his troops down there?
Well, for sure the Golden Eagles have got to win the face-off, and then with the face-off deep in the zone to the left of Galupo, they need to get it back to the point, get that good shot, send 2 players to the front of the net, create the screen in front of Sandy, and then hopefully get the first goal and then get control of it and take it right back in and set up again. Try to freeze the puck in the Cincinnati zone and create another opportunity with the shot from the point.
Earlier, a look at Sandy McCarthy, a disconsolate Sandy McCarthy. Some frustrated Golden Eagle players tonight. Bob Francis also, and this is a real tough loss. When you looked at the schedule with the remaining games left, the Eagles looked at the lower echelon teams, Phoenix and Cincinnati, and figuring they could gain wins there, but the Cyclones have turned the tables on Salt Lake, winning last night and are within 46 seconds of winning here tonight. Hayfie, Forslund, Chernamaz, and LeBeau up front. Wortman and Miller on defense. There's an empty net, 6 attackers, and the face-off deep into the Cyclones' end.
Boy, and I would say so important for Sean Hayfie to win this job.
But Hayfie loses, and Lawless clears it all the way down the ice wide. This will be an icing. Miller after icing is the call, and you know the Cyclones up by 2 can afford to ice the puck, Dave. If you're up by 1, you know they might not want to ice it so quickly, but up by 2 they can afford to take the chance for an empty net goal.
Boy, Ian Kidd saying to Paul Lawless, what are you doing? Don't ice it. And Lawless going for the hat trick.
Now, that's probably true too. So I was giving Lawless the credit for the 2-goal lead, and maybe he was just going for that 3rd goal.
Well, I'll tell you, Bobby Francis a few moments ago trying to convey these strategies to his team out there, and a little more confusion as Captain Rich Chernamez back over to see Bobby on the bench and find out exactly the way they want him to set up.
Hayfie, LeBeau, Forslund, and Chernamaz. Hayfie wins the draw this time to Wortman at the right point. Cues it right back behind the goal, cleared. Wortman trying to hold it in, can't. It's cleared and caught by Dennis DeRozier, the Cincinnati coach at the players' bench. 29 seconds left, and every second now crucial for Salt Lake. Dennis DeRozier, over 300 wins, picked up win number 300 as an IHL coach this year, and looking for another one here against the Golden Eagles, and he'd love it. Looks up at the clock, though, and still concerned with still 30 seconds left.
As you mentioned, the first contest between the Golden Eagles and Cincinnati, 7-6 Golden Eagles with a 5-0 lead in that contest. Strange games, and they've continued all season long.
Salt Lake cleared right back in. Hayfie on the boards, check. They scramble for it. Hayfie trying to center one, and Wortman now back of the goal for the forward. Chernamaz centers. LeBeau on the backhand, shoots, deflects wide. 13 seconds left. And the Cyclones Lawless looking for the hat trick. Down the left wing side, empty net, shoots, scores! Paul Lawless has a terrific night and seals it up 7-4 Cincinnati. Thank you very much, empty net tally.
Well, I'll tell you, Paul Lawless, what can you say? I mean, kind of a one-man show out there tonight for the Cyclones. Last night with a big effort getting the winning goal in overtime. His 3rd goal tonight, gets the hat trick. Paul Lawless, former Golden Eagle. High paybacks, not good for the Golden Eagles.
Lawless scores the goal. He is 3rd of the night, 17th of the year. And I believe Dennis Holland picked up the assist on that, and the fans are now heading out of here. Puck clear to the defense, bouncing up the center. That's going to do it. The game is over, and the Cyclones, behind a hat trick from Paul Lawless, skate out of here with a 7-4 win tonight. And Salt Lake's chances of postseason play even more remote after the Peoria win and the Salt Lake loss here tonight. Bob Francis very frustrated on the Salt Lake players bench, and an excited Cyclones team, their first year in the IHL, and they're excited for Sandy Gallupo.
Well, Sandy Gallupo finishing off this 2-game series for the Cyclones. As you mentioned, good effort tonight on Gallupo's part, and results in a clean sweep for the Cyclones here on their first visit to Salt Lake City.
Well, the final score here tonight, Cincinnati 7 and Salt Lake 4. We'll wrap it up in just a moment.
What a lousy game.
It was kind of exciting, though. At times, thank God. I mean, at least it was somewhat interesting. Wait a minute, it's not, there we go. Yes. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Dave? Third period or game? Hair? Okay. Fine. Okay, there's your mark. Did you hear that, what they're going to do?
No.
Show the empty net goal,
Okay.
and then, the breakaway goal, the 2-on-0 goal, and then the scoring summary in the third period. I'm over this thing. Okay. The Cincinnati Cyclones hurt the Salt Lake Golden Eagles' chances of postseason berth with a 7-4 win tonight over Salt Lake at the Delta Center. Welcome back, everybody. Mike Barrack here upstairs after the Golden Eagles suffered their 36th loss of the year, and a very frustrating loss, Dave Hrechkosy, because Peoria won tonight, and mathematically now a 3-game magic number for the Rivermen.
Well, there's no question now that the Golden Eagles' fate in the hands of the Rivermen, and Rivermen play tomorrow night hosting the Phoenix Roadrunners, who are already out of the playoffs. So we could say legitimately it's probably down to a magic number of 2 after tomorrow.
Well, it's going to be tough for Salt Lake, and here in the third period, the Cyclones scored several goals, and including a 2-on-0 breakaway with Paul Lawless having possession of the puck, waits for his former Golden Eagle teammate Dennis Holland, and he bangs it home, and that was a number of goals for Cincinnati in that period, and the Cyclones won by a count of 7-4. Third period scoring summary: Kerr and Chiron for Cincinnati. LeBeau scored for Salt Lake, and the Golden Eagles made it interesting with 2 goals quickly. David Struch to make it a 1-goal game, but Dennis Holland on that 2-on-0 that we showed you, and then Paul Lawless finishing up with a hat trick into the empty net, and the Cyclones win it tonight 7-4. Salt Lake's record now 36-36 with 5 overtime setbacks, and despite a .500 record, this team has not missed the playoffs since 1976-77, but it's going to be real tough now.
Well, as we keep talking about it, you can't say much about where they position themselves. You know, it's been in the hands of the Golden Eagles all along, and now, what can you say, Peoria looks like at this point that they're going to get in.
All right, well, that's the story here. A tough one tonight for Salt Lake, and exciting games at times, but the Cyclones pull out the win. For Dave Hrechkosy, I'm Mike Barrack. Again, the final here tonight at the Delta Center. The Cincinnati Cyclones 7, the Salt Lake Golden Eagles 4. Good night, everybody.